Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. Here in Rhode Island, we take pride in taking care of our own. At Lathrop Insurance, we have spent 86 years helping families and businesses protect what matters most. Whether it's your home, your business, or the legacy you're building, our team is here to provide peace of mind through customized insurance solutions. We're proud to support high school sports across Rhode Island because when our community grows stronger, we all win. Lathrop Insurance. Personalized protection, local expertise. Visit lathropinsurance.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
My new mic.
Hey, she's there, she's everywhere, she's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Man About Town. We are live from beautiful Westerly, Rhode Island, and we are a production of 321 Media.
That's me. See, I waited for you.
I know, and I so appreciate it.
I was putting a longer one on so that I could walk out with it, but yours is only 5 seconds.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, our what I want people to know, as if you watch us every week, you know that our presenting sponsor is Valeni Subaru at Dunn's Corners. And I should let everyone in the greater Westerly and Pawcatuck area know what's going to happen at Wilcox Park and the library at 5 o'clock this afternoon. You may remember when Bruce Morrow was here, and then we talked about it in November and all of last December. Subaru nationwide has a program called Share the Love, and they ask their dealerships around the country for every car they sell to put aside a little bit and maybe give it to a nonprofit in their area. It's up to each individual dealership in the United States. Well, Valeni Subaru and Bruce Morrow really take it a big step further and always have. And this afternoon at 5 o'clock, Bruce will be down at the Esplanade first at the Columbus Monument, giving a $12,000 check to the parade committee, because if you remember, that parade was canceled last year in their 75th year because of inclement weather. And then after he gives that check away, he's not through. We're going to walk up a little bit to the Veterans Memorial and Monument right at the corner of Grove Avenue, where he will give another $12,000 check to the Veterans Committee, because for the Memorial and Veterans Day Parade, because that Veterans Parade was also rained out. So $24,000 from Valeni Subaru at Dunn's Corners. Any better reason to say thank you and go get your next car there? And I have two old friends with me talking about a much older activity. I have Charisse, I hope I pronounced this right. Charisse Duror.
Perfect.
Marone, that part
That's
I
right.
get.
Yep.
You are the head of the Neighborhood Day Committee.
And the Multicultural Committee, the Westerly Multicultural Committee, which is sponsoring the Neighbor Day.
Neighbor Day, which is coming up, and you are all going to hear about it. And with her is Peter Ogle. Always have to stop and get it right. Peter Ogle is the historian, you said,
Yes.
for this whole thing.
Yes.
That means you're very old, right?
That's true.
Okay, you don't look it.
Well, this whole event was Peter's idea, which was, to meshing in with the 250th, and he brought to our
Such a
attention
good idea.
brought to our attention the 1st Regiment of Rhode Island. And the reason we're here together is I'm going to talk a little bit about the event today, but I want Peter to talk about the history because this is what he took the deep
Wonderful.
dive into.
Yes, we had some people on from the 250th committee, Jean Gagné and Jim
Wolf.
Thank you. Yeah, just about a month ago. And they spoke and they talked, well, it was just before the gala at the Armory, and they also talked about the time capsule. But yeah, let's hear about Neighbor Day. This was something that was very big years ago in Westerly, and then it kind of died when its originator died and came about again last year.
Right. So our committee, the Multicultural Committee, so this was brought up last year that maybe it was time bringing people together in a time that is a difficult times for bringing people together sometimes. And so last year we honored Mary Jane DeMeo, who was the creator, town council president, who created Neighbor Day.
Wonderful
in the
lady.
1990s. And we did a dedication to her. Her daughter, her granddaughter were there. It was very exciting on the town hall steps. And then we had a display of an opportunity for people in the community to come in. And we had 3 different displays. One, you could pick where culturally you were from, whether it was Italy, Ireland, and you put a pin in that. And then the neighborhood that you came from. And then the third one was if you were an Indigenous person, what tribe area you were from. So that was last year.
I did not realize. I think I was out of town last year. I know I was not there.
And it was wonderful.
What a great idea. Now, she had never done it that way.
No, this was just we're trying to do something a little different to get it started.
Good for you.
So this year, Peter's idea was to talk about the 1st Regiment, the 1st Rhode Island Regiment. And so the name of our event is The Diversity of Westerly's Forgotten Patriots. And I would have him, but is it the first completely diversified regiment or that we know of?
No, I don't think so. And it's pretty clear that the original Patriots after Bunker Hill, including Bunker Hill, there were Blacks and Indigenous folks among the troops throughout the New England area. And the Rhode Island 1st Regiment, what was referred to as the Black Regiment, didn't really get formed until 1778. We had already been fighting for a couple of years.
Right.
Valley Forge was underway. And it was obvious that Rhode Island, being a small state, had a lot of trouble coming up with enough troops to meet its quota. And General Varnum from Rhode Island suggested to Washington that, we have slaves. If we freed some of these slaves, we could form another regiment. They already had Blacks serving and Indians serving.
Right.
And they were as good as anybody else in the troops. And so
what was Washington's answer to that?
Well, he had dragged his feet originally, but then things were getting kind of desperate, and he decided yes. And they sent 2 of our officers from the Rhode Island 1st and 2nd Regiment that were down in Valley Forge. They sent them up to Rhode Island, back home, to recruit slaves. And about 80 or so came forward, volunteered. Their masters in general got paid because the slaves were valuable to them.
So were they, let me just understand something. Yeah. Were they the masters lending them?
No, they were giving them up permanently.
So if they survived battle, they didn't have to go back.
Correct. That was the deal. And they would have to serve until the end of the war. I mean, most of the troops kind of came and went. The durations of their enlistments were a year or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys signed up to the end of the war. And so they for 4 months, they allowed this recruitment, and then they turned it off. because it was costing too much money. And at least that's the way I've read the story. And
Always comes
They-
down to money, doesn't it?
and then they brought all of the Black and Indian soldiers that were down in Valley Forge, they brought them up to provide some experienced people to work with them. And they served from that point on. Their first battle was the Battle of Rhode Island, which happened out on Aquidneck Island in the end of August. So the troops were deployed to Aquidneck Island to try and force the British out. That engagement didn't come out the way it was supposed to.
Let me just interrupt for those who are listening, because this is worldwide. For those who are listening and you have no idea what Aquidneck Island is, we're talking about the Newport area, and most people have heard of Newport, Rhode Island. Sorry, Peter.
Thank you. So their first engagement was at the Battle of Rhode Island, and they did a very good job, and everyone was happy. And then the British had occupied Aquidneck Island since 1776. So they've been there for a couple of years, and they were there for another year or two. I forget what, but in any case, the troops then went down to when the British were getting trapped in Yorktown. Washington sent everybody that he could spare down to Yorktown. So those troops of the 1st Rhode Island Regiment went to Yorktown and took part in the battle there, and then came on back north and served out their term in upstate New York.
I see.
And there's a beautiful statue in Yorktown dedicated to the first
Well, not
regiment.
Yorktown.
Oh, I'm sorry, in Pine Ridge.
It was the Battle of Pine Bridge, and it's down in White Plains.
White Plains.
And
So it is in New York State.
It's in New York State. It's a beautiful bronze statue with 3 soldiers, and it commemorates the Battle of Pine Bridge, which is when a large loyalist regiment from the New York area attacked our troops when they were in the White Plains area.
Okay.
And the colonel that was in charge of that got killed, and it was a bad battle. Small, but we lost a number of
There aren't too
troops.
many good battles.
No,
Unless you're on the winning end, then,
right.
you know,
Well, we won in the end.
yeah, we sure did.
We wore them down.
Yep. Yeah, I heard the king yesterday.
Yes.
He said, yeah, that he wished us all well.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've got.
So what
for
we've
this
got,
year.
yes. So this year we're taking all this history that Peter has helped us with, has taught us.
You did a lot of homework.
It's been fun.
And so from 9 to 2 on May 17th, which is the day of the Garden Market Fair, go to the Esplanade and you'll see, first of all, we'll have tents with education, some of the educational information. We'll have posters of the list of the patriots,
Mm.
where a lot of them are buried.
All the patriots from Rhode Island.
Right.
From
From
Westerly.
Rhode Island.
Western.
Westerly. And then their burial sites in the area. And then
So people could visit their burial
yes.
site if they wish.
yes.
That's good.
And it's there, you know how it is here. I'm not originally from New England. I was fascinated to see burial spots in people's yards. You know, it's a very different. So
Yeah.
Peter has this map of all the different areas.
And we put together a map from the Rhode Island Historical Cemetery. So there are hundreds, thousands of them.
Oh, they do.
But
And they all have numbers.
There are probably about 80 or so in Westerly.
Mhm.
And there are about 30 or so where patriots got buried in Westerly. So they are by definition a Westerly patriot. They may have been only moved there and died there, but we've created a list of
You've done a lot of work.
all the patriots we could find.
Did you have a committee helping you on all this history, or is it
I
all
have
you?
people helping me, yes, feeding me information.
A lot of work.
The DAR is invaluable in this case
Oh, that's
because
good.
they have a list called the Forgotten Patriots list that covers the country, well, the colonies, and they have about 3,000 or 4,000 names on that, and they are the blacks and Native Americans that basically no one has paid much attention to.
Okay.
So we have the displays, people, and the other thing is the battles. So there's also a display of the different battles that they were involved with. Then we have a scavenger hunt for
Ooh.
families. And the scavenger hunt is questions pertaining to the displays, but also to different areas of the park. So the people will have to grab a sheet and go through the park. And
Prizes?
and there are prizes.
My
There's
kind of
Yes,
scavenger
and there are
hunt.
prizes, and we'll be pulling winning entries every hour. So there's 4 hours. So we'll be four, and we're giving away children's book on the Revolution, and a book that was written by a local person from slaves to soldiers.
Oh,
And
isn't that
so
great?
that will be the gift. And also there'll be bookmarks and things like that too. That we will also have for families. The Daughters of the American Revolution is helping us with games for children that were of revolutionary times. So children will be able to come in and play games that were played 250 years ago.
So we're kind of hoping to make this a
Like pin the
fun
tail,
educational
pin the
experience.
tail on the red coat.
And then
Okay.
and then we've got music. Frank Pandola has created
Oh.
a song for us.
He's wonderful.
He's going to be doing that. And we're going to
Will
be playing.
John be with him?
John will not be with him.
Oh,
Not
okay.
Frank will be soloing. And then we're also going to be playing the music from Hamilton.
Ah,
So you'll be able to listen for the music for Hamilton, and you'll know exactly where we are. We're right across from the town hall near the Columbus statue.
right.
And
Well, you said the Esplanade,
Yeah.
and that's you can't miss that.
right,
If you cross the street from the town hall, you're
we're
on
right
the
there,
Esplanade.
right there. So it's going to be a wonderful day of events for
And
us.
this starts at 9 in the morning.
9 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon.
Do you guarantee weather?
No, we had perfect weather
Look how
last year.
fast he answered. You're supposed to be,
Yeah.
stretch it a little bit.
But I think we have enough fun things to do that people are still going to want to come out and take a look at this. It's an important part of our Westerly history.
Absolutely. And once you're in the park, you've got that gorgeous park.
Oh.
You've got the Garden Market Fair, which they're truly, I hate the expression, there's something for everyone, but there is. There will be food is being sold.
Mhm.
There will be the URI master gardeners will be there giving soil samples, checking things. You can buy little sprigs of things to take home and plant. You can get lots of free advice, and there are crafts, and they have the entire park will be filled.
Right.
And it's good exercise to walk
Yeah.
that park.
Yeah, it's a great day, and it's just before Memorial Day. It's the weekend before Memorial Day, or it's the Sunday before Memorial Day. So it's a time when we're going to take that deep breath before a lot of the
Before we
tourists
get
come
inundated.
inundated. That's right.
I have to be just a bit of a pessimist. If it were a bad weather day, is there a rain date, or you do it come rain or come
We're
shine?
doing it rain or come shine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can sell raincoats with $250.
The only thing is, as I said, we hadn't talked to anybody about it, but Peter has done so much work, and we have this wonderful display. We might eventually speak to the library and see if they could accommodate us, maybe. But at this point, there's no contingency plan.
Okay. Well, then it won't rain.
It won't rain.
I have to ask, because you are so well informed, how long have you been working on this? Was it since last spring, last fall?
Well, my interest in understanding slavery and the like in New England and then in Westerly started probably 8 years ago. But there was an on again, off again project, and it was really just kind of putting it together with the 250th anniversary and just some luck.
You make a great team. I mean, one is complementing the
Just
other.
some lucky instances of people I met that had some experience. We had the big event in the armory about a year ago, I guess, when historians from all over and I spent a couple hours there, and
Yep,
they
I was
provided
there.
an input. So I'm not a historian, I'm an engineer, and it just
It's kind of
became
a
a fun
hobby, right?
project. Yes.
Will there be any reenactments that day?
We won't be doing that. I understand that they did have the DAR and the SA, they had reenactments in the park recently. The DAR is joining us, however, and they will also
Right.
have some family activities going on because they've been extremely helpful, like Peter said, not only their information, but getting us the children's toys and for the
I like
games.
that it's a family event because kids should learn history because Lord knows they don't in school. I'm not knocking the teachers, but they give them here, read this chapter, read that chapter, and take
Well,
a test.
it
and
doesn't come to life for them.
No, it doesn't. But when
Right.
they can see it outside on a beautiful day, and they know that this happened right here where they're standing,
Yeah.
that makes an impact.
Or go to a map and find out that there's a cemetery right near where their home is.
That's
I
right.
think that's very that's special. That, well, gee, maybe as a family we'll walk over there, or if they see their name, their family name on the Patriot list.
Yes.
I mean, that's
And-
exciting.
When you say maybe we'll take a walk over there, I've done that when I first came to the area and then subsequently to a couple of different cemeteries. And it's fascinating, especially when you see the ones with the little kids. I mean, because babies didn't live very
Right.
long. They were wiped out by all kinds of fevers and smallpox and things like that. But then you see, I can remember a cemetery right on the border of Exeter and Voluntown. There is a cemetery where, and I can't give you the number because I don't remember the number, but there is a man buried and then a wife on one side and a wife on the other. He kept them close. And I guess you see a lot of that because I remember writing about that and being told that wasn't so unusual back
Life
then.
expectancies were pretty short.
I'm sorry?
Life expectancies were fairly short.
Oh, yeah.
In those days.
Yeah, especially when you see, when they give the age and they'll say, Amelia died age 36, or a child died and 7 months old, or something like that. Yeah, because they didn't have the medical stuff we have today. Yeah. So what else can you tell us? We'll be taking a break in just a few minutes.
Really, this,
I mean, we can always, when we come back from break,
right.
I'll always ask you to reiterate because we have people who tune in, tune
Mhm.
out at different times, and it never hurts to get that information down. There is no charge for any of this, correct?
That is correct.
Only if you buy something at the garden market
but
fair,
that has nothing to do with ours is all complimentary.
which is wonderful. People should learn about this area and learn about its history. You came from what state primarily, Peter?
I grew up in the Philadelphia area.
All right. So you came from history too. There was plenty of it there.
Yeah, but there was never any discussion of slavery and the Indian battles that happened. We had intense Indian battles here in the 1600s in Rhode Island. There was none of that history ever taught. Slavery happened in the South. That was a South problem. Well, it really wasn't. We had it here, maybe not quite the same as they had it in the South. And that's kind of part of what got me interested in this whole subject 8 years ago, was trying to understand that.
I was going to say, I think if you say slavery to most people, the next words out of their mouth would be South.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up not that far from Philadelphia. I grew up in New Jersey. And as well as I can remember, it goes back a little ways. We studied the American Revolution and Washington crossing the Delaware and all of that. I don't remember one word about slavery, other than when there was a chapter on slavery in the South in connection with the Civil War.
Oh, remember that Rhode Island's original name is Rhode Island, what is it, Providence and
Plantations, yes.
Right, Plantations was in the name, and Providence Plantation. Is it Rhode Island and Providence Plantations? Rhode Island was just Aquidneck Island,
Right.
and the Providence Plantations was all this area.
Right, and they did call them plantations. I was very surprised when I moved here and heard that because I did not know that beforehand. We are going to take a break now. You are watching and listening to Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media. Our primary sponsor is Valenti Subaru from Dunn's Corners. If you have nothing to do at 5 o'clock today, there aren't going to be long speeches. It's a great day to walk through the park. So start at the Esplanade, which you've been hearing about, and then just walk half a block up to where the military monuments are and see what kind of community people Valenti Subaru brings when they give out two $12,000 checks. We'll be right back.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Trusted Choice agents are in every Rhode Island community. They are your neighbors and friends who deliver the right policy at the right price from America's top insurance companies.
At Woodman C Insurance, we have been serving our clients and our community for over 60 years. By combining the level of personal attention you desire with the expertise you deserve, we develop an insurance portfolio designed to meet the specific needs of your family or business. And when the people who protect us need protecting, they trust Woodman C Insurance. Come put the Woodman C Insurance team to work for you.
Oh, let's go down to Toscanos. Men shop downtown Westerly, where style and class go hand in hand. You can look your best and dress to please. Buy the right shoe, get the left one free. And if Paulie makes fun of you, you get an even bigger discount too. Toscano's men's shop since 1911.
Welcome to Dan's Place, Rhode Island's #1 stop for amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. Dan's Place offers a fantastic selection of unique menu items, including pizzas, pasta, steaks, and seafood. Here's what our customers have to say: a masterpiece on a crust. Watch your favorite New England teams on one of Dan's 4 big screen TVs. Looking for a great place to meet? Try Dan's Place.
I'm Dan from Dan's Place, where your only regret is not coming in sooner.
I'm Johnny Mack, General Manager here at Sandy Motors, and since 1988, we've been making car buying wicked easy for Rhode Islanders. So come with me and let's go see how wicked easy we make it when car buying. From cars, trucks, and SUVs, Sandy Motors has the selection you want at the price you want. Get approved now and see all our inventory at sandymotors.com. Every vehicle in certified condition for you to drive for many years to come. Sandy Motors, we're making car buying is wicked easy.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
Welcome back, everyone, to Man About Town. I have with me Peter Ogle and I have Charisse Duror Marone. You have any other names you want to add?
No,
family
we're good.
names?
We're good.
We'll talk to Charisse again in a moment. She is head of the Neighbor Day Committee, along with the
Westerly Multicultural Committee.
Those wonderful folks that are on the post office steps every Sunday, no matter what the weather. And Peter is an historian. That's how I learned it in school. I've since learned from new English teachers that they're dropping that you say a history, not an history or an historian. He's one of those guys that likes history. And specifically, you kind of specialize in the slavery angle and the fact that Westerly had slaves and Rhode Island had slaves.
Everywhere in New England and the
And yet
colonies.
we talked about this during the break. We tend to think of slavery with the South. But it was everywhere in New England. It was Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont,
Yeah,
etc.
I mean, if you were a well-off person, you probably had a couple of slaves that cut the firewood, cooked for you, whatever. I mean, life was very tough back then, and labor was in short supply.
Mhm.
There were a lot of indentured servants that came over from Ireland and other countries, and that was not quite slavery, but for 6 or 8 years, you were indentured to work for this person. You at least got your freedom eventually.
Now, you mentioned Ireland. You didn't have slaves that came from Africa?
Well, no, they were the indentured servants that came from England and Ireland.
I see.
The slaves, for the most part, came from Africa, because a lot of them came through the West Indies, the islands, the Sugar Islands in the South, and then they ended up here. But what got me interested in the first place was seeing the movie about the DeWolf family and their leadership in the slave trade for up until the middle of the 1800s, even when it was illegal. So I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but it's a movie that was made by the DeWolf's relative.
I have heard about it. We've had people on the air talking about it, and
So when I first saw that, it was kind of like, holy mackerel, they were enslaved people up here in New England. And eventually I just kind of wondered what that meant for Westerly. Were there any in Westerly? And the answer was yes. And in 1794, there were about 90 enslaved people in Westerly. That was about 5% of the population. As opposed to in the South, it might be 50% of the population were enslaved. But up here it was much lower intensity.
Interesting.
Just because we have different culture.
Now, you're not from here originally.
No.
Where did you move from?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo. Huh. Okay. Well, I came from Syracuse.
Okay.
So,
I'm
trying to think and there must have been slaves in those areas. You just, again, didn't hear about it.
Well, that was too far west. I mean, we colonists hadn't really gotten to even Syracuse at that point. That was Indian country.
And I was going to say, that's how I remember.
Yeah.
French and Indian War.
Yeah.
That's the history that really was.
Well, for the 19 years I lived in Syracuse, most everything had Indian names: Genesee, Canajoharie,
all the Finger Lakes,
all those.
right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So what are you doing with your history? Are you writing it down? Are you keeping good records? Do you have people in your family who say, when he goes, I want this? I mean, do they care?
They don't care.
So
my wife cares, but
so it's your hobby.
Yeah, it's my hobby. There are others who are saying, what are you doing this for? Well, I'm doing it because I'm a curious guy and I'm interested.
Collect stamps for?
Right,
what do you do anything for?
So
I think it's fascinating.
I made this presentation at the Babcock Smith House on Sunday afternoon, so there was a PowerPoint presentation for that. And I've promised myself I will write that down in prose, so there'll be, a 10-page write-up of what I presented at the Babcock Smith House, and I'll give that to the Historic Society and move on to my next project.
Have you also thought about putting it in the time capsule that they're going to open in 100 years?
Well, I think the list of names that the Multicultural Committee has created for the Patriots list, that will end up in the time capsule.
But what's wrong with there's room.
Probably.
There's definitely
I'm not
room.
sure it'll be finished in time.
Well, then you don't write it down, you type it. Or get your wife to type it or something. But yeah, I mean, that's invaluable stuff. I can't even imagine. I mean, you're talking about slavery in what, the 1600s, you said, 1700s?
Slavery pretty much started with the people we captured, the Indians that were captured during the really King Philip's War in 1675, 1676.
How many different tribes were there in the greater Westerly area?
Well, then there were the Narragansetts were the primary tribe, but
you had Pequots,
the Pequods, and then the Mohegans, and they shifted around because they weren't always peaceful with each other.
Right.
But when in King Philip's War in the 1600s, that was covered the whole of New England. I mean, up into Massachusetts, because there were colonists living along the Connecticut River. All of the towns were attacked at that point. It was a very messy war.
I know there's an area of Bristol, Rhode Island, that then goes into Massachusetts, and it's King Philip Road or Avenue or whatever. I've been on it.
That's where that tribe, but I forget which tribe that was. They were on that side of the bay. King Philip was
right.
From
so that's the East Bay,
East
right?
Side, yeah.
And we had our own on this side.
Yeah, but there was a war that encompassed the whole of the New England states.
Fascinating stuff. It really is.
It was.
I will keep bugging you and your wife to get you to write that down and get it in the, because what a perfect thing to put in a time capsule.
But it has been written up by other people. I've just kind of focused it on.
I know.
Westerly.
But in 100 years, there could be robots saying, "Who is this Peter Uncle?"
That's fine.
Okay. All right, Charisse, let's get back to Neighbor Day for those who didn't have a pen. Or weren't listening to us at the beginning of the show. Tell folks what it is, because it has a history all its own.
Right. Well, Neighbor Day started, first of all, we're with the Westerly Town Multicultural Committee. And our goal is to celebrate all the cultures that are here in Westerly. And last year we started by saying, how could we do this? And we decided to bring back Neighbor Day, which started in the 90s by the town council president, then Mary Jane DeMeo. And she, looking at some of the conflict that was happening between some of the different cultures that were moving into the area, created Neighbor Day, which was a celebration of the people, the different cultures. And this went on from the 90s, almost, I think 2011 was the last time when that they actually had one. And it was not just in the park, but it was in neighborhoods. It really expanded. So we wanted to bring that back last year. We brought it back.
Still do the standing on the steps of the town hall and crossing hands, almost like Kumbaya?
No, that's not our group. That's the ARC group. That's
okay.
They're on Sunday. They're the ones that are there on Sunday. That's not our
I thought
committee.
Neighbor Day did that as well, or at least the
Well,
one
they
I
were there.
went to.
They came that day. They were in big force to support us last year for our Neighbor Day. Our group, as I said, is a town group. And so this year we are celebrating the diversity of Westerly's Forgotten Patriots in conjunction with the 250th anniversary of our country.
Such a good idea.
And Peter has collected all this historical information, which will be on display. Everything from the names of the Patriots to where many of them are buried, some of the battles.
Where did you get all this? From Peter?
From Peter.
Just digging.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Just digging. Okay.
There's the educational component. That's our educational component. And then we're going to
And
have...
how many do you have that are going to be on this plaque?
There are about, at this point, we know of about 260 individuals that were either in the militia or the Continental Army or in the Navy. But there are about 260 of them, and about 10% of them were indigenous or black.
Was there a conscription?
There was of some sort, but I don't know how that manifested
You weren't
itself.
around then.
No,
so.
I wasn't.
You came a
I mean,
little
certainly
after.
the militia, you should have belonged to the militia if you were, between 16 and 60, something like that. They expected you to be involved. But
so they would take young men, very young men.
People younger than that just to be drummer boys and the like. So.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
It's
so
very
it
interesting.
It is. I love hearing his history.
So May 17th at the Garden Market Fair on the Esplanade, you can come look and see if you have a name, a relative that was a patriot, come see where they're buried, and come see some of the battles. And then there's going to be some family events. So we're going to have a scavenger hunt that will include items in the park and some of the information from our educational presentation. There will be prizes for the winners, but it will be announced every hour. There will be music from Hamilton playing. There will be Frank Pendola has created his live and singing a song that he's created. And we'll also have Revolutionary War children's games. So you can come in and children can come in, bring your family, and they can play the games that were played 250 years ago.
And of course, no charge for any of this.
Absolutely no charge.
Just a fun day in the park
to
with
celebrate
neighbors.
With neighbors and to celebrate
history.
Some of the wonderful things, more wonderful things in this town.
That sounds so good. It really does. All we need is the weather. That's not hard. You know
Don't jinx us. Don't jinx us.
I'm not. No, I just want you to know that's part of your job. I mean, you can't be head of this if you don't do that.
Right.
If you've never been to a garden market fair, you really need to get there because you don't have to have a green thumb. Trust me, I don't. The only thing I could grow is cement. But they have a lot of help. They have the master gardeners come from URI. You can bring a sample of your soil if you'd like. They will test it right there. There are people doing crafts. There are nonprofit organizations in the park. They have food trucks, I understand. People from the library will be there as well. So there will be a lot going on.
Yes.
And you can park all around this area and not have to worry about paying for it. We don't have too many paid parking lots that I can think of. No, which is another wonderful part of Westerly. It really is. Do you need volunteers at this point?
We do. We would love to have some volunteers.
And what would they do and how do they get you?
They can reach me at actually, probably the best thing to do would be to reach out to my email, which is cdmarone, MORRONE, @gmail.com. And
say that a second time for people.
cdmorrone @gmail.com.
Right.
And then what we'll probably be using for is helping us with the, standing there, helping with the scavenger hunt, and helping with the children's games.
I would think people would be very happy to help.
Get
some good fresh air and meet their neighbors. That's the whole idea.
The other thing is we're allotted 10 members of the Multicultural Committee, and we do have one vacancy right now. And if there's somebody that would like to get involved with our committee, which is a tremendous who's who of smart people in this area, they can just go to Mary LeBlanc at the town hall, and she will get them an application. And there's an application process.
If people were not able to write down cdmarone at Gmail, can they go online? Is there a neighborhood day website?
We don't have one.
Oh, you got to get one.
We know.
We need a webmaster is what we need.
Yeah, that is going to be on next year's
I was going to
list.
say, or a 9-year-old in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know how to do that. But I mean, there's so many websites today and people rely on them, sometimes overly so, but it's not a bad idea.
Oh, no, it's something that it's on my list for next year.
Well, the Multicultural Committee has that, don't they? Don't they have a website?
We don't, but the Anti-Racial Coalition, they have a website. Yes.
Because I know we've had April on the air, and
Right.
she's talked about
She's
that.
also on our committee too.
Right.
So.
Is Frank Backer on your committee as
No,
well?
no.
He's not. Well, you'll see him probably Monday evening when you
good.
come. I thank you both.
Well, thank you.
We are going to take, for those of you who are waiting for us to go from one to the other, we are going to take a short break as they take their microphones off, or else you're not allowed out because they're expensive. And then our 4 o'clock guest comes in. Once again, I will remind people, if you are out and about, or if you just want to do something great, make it a stop at 5 o'clock down at the Esplanade at the library and see what Community in Action is. There aren't going to be any long speeches. It's just going to be a lot of smiles as Bruce Morrow from Valenti gives out 2 $12,000 checks to the Veterans Day Committee and to the Columbus Day Committee. And we'd love to have you there. All media statewide has been invited, as well as into Connecticut, because both those parades go into Connecticut. So we expect to see the New London Day here as well. We will be back shortly. This is Man About Town, and you're streaming along with 321 Media. See you shortly.
I'm Johnny Mack, General Manager here at Sandy Motors, and since 1988, we've been making car buying wicked easy for Rhode Islanders. So come with me and let's go see how wicked easy we make it when car buying. From cars, trucks, and SUVs, Sandy Motors has the selection you want at the price you want. Get approved now and see all our inventory at sandymotors.com. Every vehicle in certified condition for you to drive for many years to come. Sandy Motors, we're making car buying is wicked easy.
Welcome to Dan's Place, Rhode Island's #1 stop for amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. Dan's Place offers a fantastic selection of unique menu items, including pizzas, pasta, steaks, and seafood. Here's what our customers have to say: a masterpiece on a crust. Watch your favorite New England teams on one of Dan's 4 big screen TVs. Looking for a great place to meet? Try Dan's Place.
I'm Dan from Dan's Place, where your only regret is not coming in sooner.
You may not be able to tell from the outside, but cars are more complicated than ever on the inside. That's why you need to take your car to a place where the technicians really know what they're doing. Our experts have been repairing cars for almost 60 years. From simple brake jobs to complex transmissions. There's nothing the experts at AMCO haven't seen or fixed. That's why we know cars inside and out. AA MCO.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Oh, let's go down to Toscanos. Men shop downtown Westerly, where style and class go hand in hand. You can look your best and dress to please. Buy the right shoe, get the left one free. And if Paulie makes fun of you, you get an even bigger discount too. Toscano's men's shop since 1911.
Where in the world is Coach Bill Samaggio?
We've told you for years that AJ's Restaurant is Kent County's go-to spot for great breakfast, lunch, and takeout too at 828-4160. And now you'll find more parking, mere steps from the back of the building to AJ's front doors. AJ's. Plenty of those world-famous home fries, plenty of parking, and as always, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Trusted Choice agents are in every Rhode Island community. They are your neighbors and friends who deliver the right policy at the right price from America's top insurance companies.
At Woodman C Insurance, we have been serving our clients and our community for over 60 years. By combining the level of personal attention you desire with the expertise you deserve, we develop an insurance portfolio designed to meet the specific needs of your family or business. And when the people who protect us need protecting, they trust Woodman C Insurance. Come put the Woodman C Insurance team to work for you.
You may not be able to tell from the outside, but cars are more complicated than ever on the inside. That's why you need to take your car to a place where the technicians really know what they're doing. Our experts have been repairing cars for almost 60 years. From simple brake jobs to complex transmissions. There's nothing the experts at AMCO haven't seen or fixed. That's why we know cars inside and out. AA MCO.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Trusted Choice agents are in every Rhode Island community. They are your neighbors and friends who deliver the right policy at the right price from America's top insurance companies.
At Woodman C Insurance, we have been serving our clients and our community for over 60 years. By combining the level of personal attention you desire with the expertise you deserve, we develop an insurance portfolio designed to meet the specific needs of your family or business. And when the people who protect us need protecting, they trust Woodman C Insurance. Come put the Woodman C Insurance team to work for you.
Welcome to Dan's Place, Rhode Island's #1 stop for amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. Dan's Place offers a fantastic selection of unique menu items, including pizzas, pasta, steaks, and seafood. Here's what our customers have to say: a masterpiece on a crust. Watch your favorite New England teams on one of Dan's 4 big screen TVs. Looking for a great place to meet? Try Dan's Place.
I'm Dan from Dan's Place, where your only regret is not coming in sooner.
Since 1974, Bill's Place has been serving up great times and unforgettable food. From family celebrations to post-game meals, it's the spot Kent County calls home, right on Main Street in West Warwick. Bill's Place has been part of the community for over 50 years, and it just keeps getting better. Come see what everyone's been raving about. For takeout, call 401-828-2300 or visit us online at billsplaceri.com. Bill's Place, where tradition meets great taste.
At Lathrop Insurance, our core values guide everything we do, because insurance is more than a policy. it is a promise. We care. We treat every client like family. We're solutions driven. We find answers, not excuses. We utilize teamwork. We do what we say because integrity matters, always. And we're always growing. We strive to be better today than we were yesterday. These values have shaped 86 years of service to Rhode Island families and businesses.
At the Ocean Community YMCA, community means showing up across 4 branches and 2 summer camps, all rooted in one shared mission. Every day we bring people together to grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. From fitness floors to youth programs, from lifelong friendships to unforgettable summer memories. No matter your age or stage of life, there's a place for you here to belong, to thrive, and to be supported. This is the place where everyone belongs. This is the Ocean Community YMCA.
The largest reason we opened up Seaside Pharmacy was to help our community better than the big box stores. We get to know you better, fast and friendly service. So we'd love to have you come in and check out Seaside Pharmacy and see what we have to offer.
It starts with a conversation. We dive deep into a 75-minute evaluation, one-on-one and real support between sessions. We don't just chase symptoms, we rebuild how your body moves so you can stay active for years to come and get back to the life you enjoy.
I'm Dale Soul, the owner of Shoreline Painting and Cabinet Refinishing. My vision for the company has always been to elevate paint contracting. When you call, you get a live person. Typically we have estimates out the same day. We have really good communication with our customers daily. We make sure you're completely happy before we leave the project. We service residential and commercial customers. The commercial work we do is typically more community oriented. We just completed a expansion of our shop. We added 3 more spray booths to allow us to increase capacity. You can find us at 77 Stillman Ave in Pawcatuck. You can find us on our website at shorelinepaintingri.com, or you can call the office 401-834-1684 to book an estimate.
I'm Gretchen Miller. I'm the owner of Martin House Books in Westerly, Rhode Island. We have 2 floors. The top floor is all adults. The bottom floor is children's. We have the cafe here too. That's a separate business, Cafe 1888. Come down to Martin House Books, enjoy a great coffee, and pick out another great read.
I'm Josh Sherman, owner of Breachway Building Company. We specialize in kitchens, bathrooms, interior renovations of all kinds. Please feel free to give me a call to help you out with your next project. Breachway Building Company. We are building your dreams one wall at a time.
For 40 years, Michelangelo's Deli and Catering has been serving the greater Cranston community with fresh, creative deli-style sandwiches and prepared foods, as well as catering your favorite Italian classics, always from scratch for your intimate family milestones and corporate events.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
Hi, I'm Chris Kozłowski, owner of Broadview Florist and Garden Center in Dunn's Corners. For over 40 years, our family-owned business has been your go-to destination for beautiful, custom-made floral arrangements. Whether it's a special event or just to brighten up your day, we create highest quality designs tailored just for you. Trust Broadview Florists to make every moment unforgettable. Visit us today or give us a call at 401-322-0390.
Hi, I'm Neil Anthus, owner of Sound Financial Partners. We're a full-service financial planning practice dedicated to optimizing your investment, tax, and cash flow strategies. As fiduciaries, we always keep our advisory clients' best interests in mind when making.
She's there, she's everywhere, she's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Hopefully you went to the bank, went to the bathroom, went to the refrigerator, and here we are back again on Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media, and our very generous sponsor is Valenti Subaru, Dunn's Corners. And as I have been talking about since 3 o'clock, get over there this afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Take a walk in the park. And at 5 o'clock, be at the Esplanade, right where the Columbus statue is. You will see Bruce Morrow from Valenti Subaru giving out a $12,000 check to the Columbus Day Parade Committee because they got rained out last year on their 75th year. And then we'll go about a half a block up, right to where all the military monuments are. And Bruce will just happen to have in his other pocket another $12,000 for the Veterans Parade, Veterans Day Parade Committee, because they also lost out. It's a wonderful display of community spirit. It's what Valenti's all about. And my guest, Lisa Kanicki from the Ocean Community Chamber, can tell you more about Bruce than I ever could.
Thanks, Rona. Great to be here. And yeah, Bruce is on our board of directors at the Chamber. He has been for many, many years. He rose up the ranks and was chairman of the board. He volunteers at every event. If you came to the duck race this weekend, he was flipping burgers. When it comes to the art show, he helps the artists unload. When it comes to fusion, he's serving food or beer to the people or working at the door. He just likes to
see the naked models.
I see him at the food. I see him at the food table, and technically they're not naked.
No, I know that.
He helps with everything. He's just a wonderful guy, and what I love about his approach to the Share the Love program is he goes through our membership directory at the Chamber, and he looks for the smallest organizations that are nonprofit. Not the big guys that might have, $10 million in a bank account or in a endowment account. He looks for the smallest organizations, and he keeps track of each group that they have supported over the years. And he goes down the list and he picks 2 groups so that they both benefit, because a $12,000 check to a group like the Columbus Day Parade is an enormous amount of money to any nonprofit.
And they lost a lot of money last October.
Yeah, they signed contracts that they were obligated to honor, and they couldn't deliver on the parade. That becomes very problematic. They've already announced their groups for this coming year, the next Share the Love. And, drum roll, he went through the book again. We chatted a little bit. And I had the pleasure of being with Bruce when that decision was made. And we called up and notified Little Pink Houses of Hope, which is a great organization that takes people that have breast cancer and their families and brings them on a vacation in another community.
I have never heard of that before.
They're wonderful.
And they're from here?
They're in the United States, and they hold these vacations all over the country. Mystic held one last year for the first time.
How great.
So Little Pink Houses of Hope, their executive director came out and met with me. I helped secure free housing for the families. They were VRBOs, they were home rentals, they were whatever. People like Rebecca Colucci from the Andrea gave up her home for one of these families, and they got to stay there. And so last year, I think it was like 12 families that didn't know each other prior from all over the country were flown in. They got to stay in our community, and then everything was free for the time that they were here, their meals. And they did things together as the 12 families.
This is underwritten how?
Sponsor donations,
right?
Grants, things along that line.
Little Pink Houses of Hope.
It's amazing.
I have never heard of that before. I would love to have them on this program.
I'll give you the contact info.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can talk to
that
them.
is so great.
So Nancy, it's either Ferraro.
It's almost like a Ronald McDonald thing for
It's a
adults.
wraparound service for the whole family. Because if your mom is going through breast cancer as a kid,
the whole family is.
Exactly. You're all experiencing your own loss, trauma, fear, everything. This brings families together. The kids bond with one another and they can do things, games, activity things to kind of take their mind off of whatever stresses their family has been dealing with, but they can also confide in one another and build friendships to carry them through the difficult times. Same thing with the spouses of or significant others.
And Bruce from Valenti found out about this group.
Because they joined the chamber last year and I helped them find housing and we helped promote their group. That's how they came on his radar screen. He had never heard of them. So for the next year, they will get half the money from the Share the Love program that Valenti Subaru does.
Wonderful.
It's a great group. And she was crying when we called her. Nancy was crying. The second group that will benefit is the Next Up Music Festival.
Oh, I know that.
There you go.
Yeah, with Big Lux.
Big Lux. And he started
but for the people who don't know, you should explain it.
So Big Lux is an amazingly talented electric violin performer. He goes all over the world. He's been on the morning show.
He's a big deal in Korea.
He's all
They all
over.
know Big Lux.
He's fantastic. Yes, he plays at the Guard and he plays at events around town and in Providence, but he goes everywhere. He is a former military individual with extremely high grades and credentials. And this is what he does for a full-time living. And he is amazingly talented. And he grew up in Westerly, and to give back to the community he was raised in, he felt he wanted to start a music festival that would nurture the next generation and would expose them to a public audience at an event to give them a taste of what it's like to live the kind of life that he's living. And maybe this would help launch them. So he calls it Next Up because they're the next generation that's coming up and will be performing. And he wants to sow seeds of success with these kids. So he talks to them about all aspects of being a professional performer. Wilcox Park hosts the event. It's always in September. They too have to do fundraising, grant writing, rely on donations. The chamber has provided free use of staging, tents, tables, chairs, whatever they need since day one. And of course, a lot of publicity as well.
And he's so well respected in this town.
He's amazing. Just a beautiful person, a great heart. And he goes out and he finds the youth and he gives them this opportunity. So that festival will benefit from.
Isn't that great? So they've already chosen the two that will benefit.
Yes. Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, Bruce had told me about this and told me that they give these checks every year. And according to what he told me, Subaru Nationwide, who has the Share the Love program, does not ask they suggest to their dealerships to do this.
Yes.
They don't require it,
Right.
nor do they have an amount. But I think Bruce is just out there with one of the biggest amounts and just
Always.
has taken it.
And when someone buys a car.
I love the fact that there are two parades that were so disappointed and lost money, and there he is.
To the rescue.
Yeah.
And when someone buys a car during this program, they have a choice. They can pick one of 4 national charities that Subaru Nationwide has picked, or the local charity that the local.
Why wouldn't you do the
And
local?
Bruce twists their arm a little bit and hey, that's a nice group over here, but keep it local, keep it local. And very rarely does somebody pick the national charity. They almost always pick the local.
Of course.
And so it's benefited over the years groups like Stand Up for Animals and the Westminster String Youth Ensemble and a variety of other great organizations.
When he called me, he called me yesterday. I said, gee, could you have done it any
Give me a little more
closer?"
notice.
But when he called me and he told me about it, and he told me the amount. That's what shocked me.
Yeah, it's astounding.
Because I've been bugging him all through the month of December. I was asking him, because we talked about Share the Love on every one of our programs. Go buy a car. If you're thinking of buying a car, this is the time. I had no idea he could give that much, but he really moves it.
And sometimes there are reasons why a particular nonprofit can't apply for the funding themselves. Like there's a whole application process before you get approved by Subaru once Bruce picks you.
Right.
there's a variety of reasons why sometimes that can't happen. Sometimes they need a sponsor organization or a host organization to kind of flow through the money and verify that they're a legitimate nonprofit, but an established group. So our chamber foundation has played that role in the past, and we are playing that role this year for the 2 parades.
Speaking of the Chamber Foundation,
Yes.
perfect transition. Let's talk about the duck race.
All right.
For once, I mean, you got the most wonderful weather.
Yes.
It was a little chilly,
Last
but
year
so
it
what?
poured rain, so we were very grateful for the
I
weather
remember
this
last year. It was awful last year, but they still came out.
And we have to do the race no matter what because it's a lottery. So whether it's lightning, rain, snow, the race will happen every year.
Please explain for those who are watching this from England or
Hello.
California or wherever what the duck race is, because it made the front page of the paper. It's made everything. It's just amazing. It's so much yellow going into the river.
It looks like paint gets dumped into the river and goes down. But really what it is 20,000 rubber ducks. And we bought those ducks almost 30 years ago. We've been using the same ones, recycling them every year.
The ducks are saying, oh, we got to do this again.
Well, they only come out of hibernation for a few hours, one day a year.
They get little GPSs under them,
It's a
don't they?
barcode, yeah. So that when they cross the finish line, which is about they go down a race through 2 lanes, it's about a quarter mile. And then when they get to the end, there's a funnel that they go through. So only 1 duck at a time can fit through the funnel. And then the barcode on the bottom also has the number. So we can keep track of every duck. We radio in the winning numbers in order. It goes on the scoreboard and we hand out the prizes. The person who won this year, I believe her name was Shannon Howard.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Oh, awesome. And she picked the trip to Disney.
I believe her husband is the first selectman in Stonington.
No.
That's not Greg Howard?
No, you're thinking Shayna Howard, who is married to Greg Howard, the state rep. This is a different woman entirely.
Oh, okay. Then I don't, because I thought, oh, it's his wife.
It's not.
It's
that
not.
I know for sure.
Okay.
It's a different woman.
So are they going to Disney?
They picked Disney because she has 2 young children. It's wonderful. It's great.
Perfect.
So we've got to coordinate, timing and flights and all that. But the grand prize, there were 104 prizes this year. There's always over 100. But the grand prize was the trip for 4 to Disney, or $2,500 cash. The trip for 4 is much more valuable. That will be probably $7,000.
And the chamber
comes out.
pays?
It comes out of the event profit, if you will. So yes, they can take whatever they want, and we love it when they take the trip because it's creating memories that they're never ever going to forget.
Of course, and they're going to say, "Our chamber sent us."
Our community, it's not who is this that won. They're going to.
I'm
go,
not
they're
really
take
good at
pics.
figuring odds, which is why I'm here and I'm not working in Vegas or at Foxwoods. But out of 20,000 ducks, their duck came in first. I don't know how old her kids are, but I wonder if she really let them know how lucky they are.
I'm sure they're probably too young to understand and
Oh, they
comprehend.
are young.
I heard they were pretty young, which makes them ideal to enjoy the magic of Disney.
Of
right?
course.
They're old enough that they're walking around and they will respond well to the characters and the breakfast.
Oh, they
and all
must
that
be
kind
so
of stuff.
excited.
Yeah,
And
think
Dad is saying, this is one less thing we have to pay for down the line.
So very excited for them. And I know Des was interviewed, and the Westerly Sun did a nice little story on it. And you asked me when I first
Saw them on
came in.
TV. Yep.
So the foundation is a completely separate legal entity than the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. 2 different things. The Ocean Community Chamber Foundation has its own board of directors, which is 7 people. The Chamber of Commerce has 24 board of directors. The Ocean Community Chamber Foundation does 2 primary events each year. We do the Duck Race and the Athena Leadership Award in the fall. Those are both have educational components to them. They benefit local schools because we give out thousands of scholarship dollars in the fall to the kids from the Athena. And the schools are benefiting from the duck race, obviously, as well as some nonprofits. So for the many weeks leading up to the race, When you buy a duck and you buy it from your church gets $2.85 of that $5 duck. If you buy it from a school, then that school gets the $2.85.
Right, and the library sells them, I know.
All over.
Right.
The $2.15 that remains of the $5 duck sale goes towards the expenses to run the race. The race doesn't run itself.
Plus, it will go toward the trip to Disney, you said.
Oh yeah, of course. So some of the prizes we actually buy, like gift certificates or whatever. We have to pay for the Disney trip, of course. And our duck race coordinator is a paid employee. It's somebody that gets an hourly wage for a 5-month period. And that's, thousands of dollars. It's
sure.
Depending on how the duck race does, she can access a bonus of $1,000, $1,500 in terms of the overall profit.
How
for
did
all
it
the
do
schools.
this year compared with other years?
Well, it did a lot better than last year because of the rain last year.
Sure.
It wasn't our best year, but it was a good year. It was a good year.
That's great.
So yeah, we're excited for everybody. And so again, if you buy your duck from Stand Up for Animals, they're getting to keep their percentage. The day of the race, if you buy a duck that day, then that $5, the entire $5, goes to the foundation because we sold it ourselves. We don't have to share that with a school or a nonprofit.
Right.
We can use that towards, the expenses of the printing and the marketing and everything else that goes into it, which it's not
So
too
the
exciting.
chamber isn't wealthy.
Well, the Chamber of Commerce doesn't benefit from
Right,
it.
the foundation does.
Right.
I
We as a
understand.
chamber don't even sell ducks for the chamber. The foundation sells ducks, but the community benefits. And then when there's money that
community always benefits with what you do.
Yeah, but when it's a positive, some of the flowers you see around town, those are bought by the foundation. The donation we just made to the Mystic Aquarium recently, which was sizable, comes out of our foundation. When we make contributions to support other groups in town, the Stonington Como and other groups, it comes out of the foundation because the chamber cannot be donating to nonprofits. But the foundation is a charitable entity and can do that. So we love when the duck race does well because that has allowed us over the years to put up wayfinding signs in downtown, do beautification programs, and a lot of other great things. And of course, the scholarship money for the students, which we love.
I had a boss at one point who said it in a sales job, that's nice, but you're only as good as your next week.
Oh boy,
and
that's pressure.
Oh yeah, well, it was that kind of company. But your next week, your next thing is Fusion, correct?
Yes.
So
yeah.
let's talk Fusion.
Yeah, so Fusion is our annual body painting event
Right.
where people are scantily clad, but they do have some amount of clothing on. But by the time the public is led in the doors, you can't tell that they only had on, bathing suit bottoms or a brassiere or pasties or whatever, because there's an entire coating of paint on their body and oftentimes embellishments such as sequins, feathers, or other interesting things to help convey the creation that the artist is making. They've turned people into butterflies. They've turned them into dragons. They've monsters, you name it. It's
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah, whatever
Yes,
the artist
I had him next
wants
to me
do.
last year being painted.
There you go. So this is, a really edgy, out of the box event. There's no other chamber doing an event like this. And, I was asked recently, well, how the heck did Fusion come about? And it kind of is a cool.
Something in New York with your son?
Yeah, you have a great memory.
Well, only long-term, short-term, nah. Can't tell you why I walked over there, but yes.
Well, we get our inspiration from all over the place. And this particular event, I was in New York City with my son. We were walking through Times Square and a gentleman named Andy Golub, who is a famous body painter, he was simultaneously painting 3 women at the same time.
At the same time?
Yep. Do a little on her, a little on her, a little on her.
I didn't know.
He was doing it. And then when he's done painting them, he puts them together and together they make a shape of a face. He's really unusual. He's a really cool guy. We stood there in awe for about 40 minutes watching him. I was watching to appreciate the art. I'm sure my son might have been watching for other reasons because it was, 3 beautiful women in the middle of Times Square in the broad daylight getting their bodies painted. But I saw the reaction of the crowd and said, this is really cool. This is interesting. I wonder if there's a way we can incorporate something like this. And I had just visited the Velvet Mill about 2 weeks earlier, where the then manager had said to me, you know, we just took this over. What ideas do you have for me? And I thought, the Velvet Mill, they want it to be an art studio. Here's body painting. No one's doing that. Maybe it'll work there. And contacted the Velvet Mill. We took a train ride to New York City. We went to a different body painting festival so they could understand the concept and see and be comfortable. And we hired Andy Golub, that artist, the first year, to come to Stonington to the Velvet Mill, and he painted our models the first year.
Really? I did not know that part of the story.
Alexis, who owns Junk and Java Coffee Shop, was one of the 3 models the first year of Fusion. And it caught on. And then the next year we had double the amount of artists and models. And the next year we had more. And so we always have between like 12 and 15 is usually where we end up.
And you get a huge crowd because I've worked a couple of these.
Yes. Thank you for your volunteerism. It's a fun crowd.
It is. And is Sugar going to be there
Sugar
again?
is there. They're a local favorite band. Very danceable music, high energy. It
draws so
they're
many
a crowd
people.
pleaser for sure. So we have Sugar. We have the body painting, and then there'll be
food,
fabulous beverages from Grace Hill Brewing, and also, you know, vodka lemonade and that sort of thing from South County Distillers. And then various restaurants in the community provide food. So you go up to the tables and you get little samples of food.
Right.
So you're not drinking on an empty stomach or dancing on an empty stomach. And we always bring in pizzas towards the end of the night just to make sure we send everybody home with a full belly. And it's just a lot of fun. If you love to dance and you don't even care about the body painting, you're going to have a great time. It's $35 in advance, $40 at the door.
Where can you get that?
No, it's
that kind of entertainment. You're talking about food and drink and
it's a great
Sugar, which is terrific band.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff for $35.
And again,
now $35, $40 at the door. $35, they got to go to the chamber or online?
They can go online to Eventbrite and buy the tickets. Yep. And again, Grace Hill Brewing is our largest sponsor of the event. The Velvet Mill is a major sponsor because they don't charge us anything to hold it there. So we're very grateful to them. And also Valenti Subaru. They sponsor a large majority of the cost to have the band Sugar there. So we're very fortunate to have that kind of support. So that event
I don't
can
think we
continue.
mentioned the date this year.
The date, oh boy, you
The
threw me a
8th,
curveball.
maybe? It's usually a Friday.
It's the Friday before Mother's Day.
That would be the 8th. Oh, before
I think it
Mother's
might be the 9th, but let me look. I don't want to.
Mother's Day's the 10th, so it's got to be the 8th.
Oh, okay. I'm not getting a signal on my phone, so I apologize to those who are watching.
No, we did a review for the show at the Granite, and it ends on Sunday the 10th,
Okay.
which is Mother's Day.
All right.
So it
there you
has
have
to be the 8th.
It's the 8th. So great event, and look forward to seeing everyone. If you want to get in, the cheapest way to get in is to volunteer, because you can come and work 2 hours and then we let you go play for a little bit of time too. But you'll be volunteering, serving food or serving wine, and you're seeing all the action.
Yes.
You can't go out on the dance floor because we need you to serve the chicken wings or the beer or the whatever, but you're around it. If you're a person that wants to just meet
you can't
people
miss the sound.
and be social.
I mean, that's a huge band.
The sound and the painting. So if you're a community member and you want to check it out, it's a great way to see it.
And they would volunteer by calling the chamber.
Yep, 401-596-7761. We'd love to have it. It's a 21 and older event that goes for models, volunteers, and attendees. So we do check IDs. We're very strict about that. We take the law very seriously when it comes to alcohol consumption. And we want people to have a great time, but drink responsibly.
Okay, we're going to take a break right now, a little bit earlier, because when we come back, we're going to end our time a little bit earlier because Lisa and I are going down to the Esplanade for the Valenti Subaru checks. And if you're not there, we're taking names. So we're going to take a break right now. You're listening to Man About Town, 321 Media, and we will be back shortly.
You may not be able to tell from the outside, but cars are more complicated than ever on the inside. That's why you need to take your car to a place where the technicians really know what they're doing. Our experts have been repairing cars for almost 60 years, from simple brake jobs to complex transmissions. There's nothing the experts at AMCO haven't seen or fixed. That's why we know cars inside and out. AA MCO.
So
Welcome to Dan's Place, Rhode Island's #1 stop for amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. Dan's Place offers a fantastic selection of unique menu items, including pizzas, pasta, steaks, and seafood. Here's what our customers have to say: a masterpiece on a crust. Watch your favorite New England teams on one of Dan's 4 big screen TVs. Looking for a great place to meet? Try Dan's Place.
I'm Dan from Dan's Place, where your only regret is not coming in sooner.
Oh, let's go down to Toscano's. Men shop downtown Westerly, where style and class go hand in hand. You can look your best and dress to please. Buy the right shoe, get the left one free. And if Paulie makes fun of you, you get an even bigger discount too. Toscano's men's shop since 1911.
Since 1974, Bill's Place has been serving up great times and unforgettable food. From family celebrations to post-game meals, it's the spot Kent County calls home, right on Main Street in West Warwick. Bill's Place has been part of the community for over 50 years, and it just keeps getting better. Come see what everyone's been raving about. For takeout, call 401-828-2300 or visit us online at billsplaceri.com. Bill's Place, where tradition meets great taste.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
I'm Johnny Mack, General Manager here at Sandy Motors, and since 1988 we've been making car buying wicked easy for Rhode Islanders. So come with me and let's go see how wicked easy we make it when car buying. From cars, trucks, and SUVs, Sandy Motors has the selection you want at the price you want. Get approved now and see all our inventory at sandymotors.com. Every vehicle in certified condition for you to drive for many years to come. Sandy Motors, we're making car buying is wicked easy.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
She's there, she's everywhere, she's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
And here we are back again. Are we throwing you off today with the timing? Well, you know what? We are community people, and we are so proud of Bruce Morrow and the people at Lenny Subaru at Dunn's Corners. We got to be there at 5. I actually parked my car not in front of 321 Media. I am the very first spot down at the corner, and I parked that car at 2:15. So they'll be giving me a ticket in about 45 minutes.
Hopefully,
I don't care. Well, I put a press sign in there, so hopefully
maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I would hope so. But we're going to be leaving you in probably about 15 minutes, and Lisa's got a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, so one of the things we're excited about, because it's a lot of work to put it together, but we love to showcase our members. And annually, we have a membership directory
that
comes
right
out
up for that camera.
Yeah, looks good. And I actually took that picture during the Virtue Art Show last year.
Good for you.
I love that
It's a beautiful picture.
That the fountain wasn't on, and so you had a complete replica. You know what I mean? A complete
Oh my God, look at
reflection
that.
of the town hall in the water. It just looks so peaceful
Is
and
that
so
the
beautiful.
Columbus Monument?
No, this is the fountain in Wilcox Park. The
Oh,
water
okay.
fountain of I think that's Harriet Wilcox, maybe. Yes, it says a tribute to Harriet Wilcox.
Yes.
So anyway, the water fountain, it looks great.
It does.
Normally in our membership directory, it certainly has our board of directors at the front, so you know who the leaders are of the organization, basically my bosses. And normally we would put photos of maybe the beach or Watch Hill or, downtown and speckle them throughout. But what we did this year is we did it almost like a yearbook. So when you flip through the pages for the first time, randomly, we picked some members and it shows you holding their product or doing something that represents
What
their
a
service.
Good idea.
Now, obviously, with 950 members, we couldn't get everybody in.
No.
We had to go random, and we tried to, do a smattering of Westerly, some in Charlestown, some in Mystic, et cetera, et cetera. But I just love, like, the person who sells flowers is holding flowers, and Rosario from Pizza Place is got a pizza, and here's Joe with his weights because he owns a personal training business. And it just makes it, when you flip through the pages and you see some of these pictures, like Marco at Amigos holding his margarita that he made, it's more personal. And
if
business
you
is
did
personal.
not get a copy in the Westerly Sun, as I did, anybody can get one. You do not have to be a chamber member.
Yes, so you can come into our office at One Chamber Way, pick it up, it's on the shelves, take it home. And for those of you who are old enough to remember what the yellow pages were, okay, when you wanted to find a
She looked at me,
business.
but yeah, I remember green stamps. too.
The way that this is laid out is by business category. So the business selects which category they feel best suits them. So the consumer, when they pick up the book, if they're looking for a contractor, they go to contractors, and it's contractors, painters, contractors, building. If you're looking for furniture, you're going to find Charaho Furniture. You're going to find Michelli's Furniture. If you're looking for ice cream, you're going to find Cold Stone Creamery, Mel's Downtown Creamery. So this is the who's who of the business community, all those who are investing in our chamber, which means they're giving back to the community and supporting all the community programming that we have. It tells you their name, their address, their phone number, their email, their website. It's got a lot of good information in here. So I highly encourage people to pick it up, and we hope that you enjoy the new format and get to know who your chamber members are.
And if you're not a chamber member, this is always, such a sore point to me. Find out what it costs. You'd be amazed. It's so little to be a member of the chamber and not to ride on somebody's coattails and know that all around you businesses are paying and you're benefiting from them. We all benefit, so we all should pay in.
Thank you, Rona. That's
very
kind.
It always bothers me to know that there are businesses out there that aren't members.
It's just,
and membership is so inexpensive.
it's
for
more
them.
opportunity for us to hopefully reach those folks and explain the benefits, because it's not a donation. It's a marketing investment on their part.
Absolutely.
And
It's
our
tax deductible.
responsibility is to give a return on that investment. And we take it really seriously.
Yes, you do. I know if you go to a restaurant, the restaurant's a chamber member. If you're buying a new item, they're chamber members. You don't do business if they're not chamber members.
Of
you
course
personally.
not. Oh yeah, no, my family is very rigid about supporting chamber
And should
members.
be. Yes,
Yeah,
everybody
our
should
whole
be.
staff is our board. I mean, we want to help everyone, and there's a lot of services we provide free to anybody. Anyone can call me and say, hey, I have an idea, I want to start a business. I'm going to sit down and give them my full attention. They don't have to be a chamber member for that. anyone can come in and take brochures and maps and books.
And you know, a shout out, and I think I'm saying to Maria. Maria does all your social media and bulletins and things. I got an email last week, I believe it was, and I thought, isn't this great? Just something else the Chamber's doing. It said, Mother's Day is coming, and if you want if you have gifts or gift ideas, let me know. I'll put it on
special
here.
Promotion.
Yeah, and you're not charging for that. She puts it on there. It gives people a place to go, and it gives them business.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
I thought it was such a wonderful idea.
Absolutely. So we work hard, and we are honored to be in the position that we are to help businesses. It feels great knowing that what we're doing helps their bottom line, because we're a big family, a family of small businesses that are all supposed to be supporting one another.
So what else you got coming up after Fusion?
Well, the Memorial Day weekend will
Art show?
be the Virtue Art Festival in Wilcox Park, just a stone's throw away from where we're sitting right now. We will have about 160 or so artists from all over the country. I think we're up to 9 states that are represented this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's everything. It's, of course, original works of art that are oils and acrylics and pen and ink, that sort of thing. But it's not just paintings. It's pottery, it's woodwork, it's jewelry, it's handmade clothing, furniture. It's a very wide range. You see some incredible talent and some unusual items, some great gifts. I love seeing the applications when they come through and seeing the photos of their work, and it gets really exciting. And we have a lot of repeats from previous years, but there's always some new ones too that cycle in. So it's always a fresh event. It's free and open to the public. The park is beautiful in and of itself, but then you add 150 or 60 artists to it, and it really gives you a great reason to come down and enjoy downtown. And of course, there will be music as well.
There's stuff for kids too, don't you?
Free, completely free.
Keep the kids busy. There's food trucks.
Yeah. We do not, at this event, we've never had a food truck.
Oh, you don't?
No, there is a food purveyor that is a concession business. That's all they do is concessions. They don't really have I wouldn't call it a food truck. They set up a, concession stand, if you will, kind of like when you go to a carnival or whatever, but it comes in on a thing and gets dropped. I don't think it's something they drive around.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it is a mobile food unit that is set up that weekend for the convenience of the public and the artists who, want to partake. We just do one. So it's right there, super convenient. Some artists, they only want to buy food from that one. They run over, they buy their food, and they run back to their spot. They don't want a volunteer sitting in their booth representing them, and they don't want to leave their booth empty.
I don't blame them.
They like having one food vendor there. But that's all we bring in because we have a lot of great restaurants in downtown.
You sure do.
And when the artists check into the show, they're given those menus so they can call Pooch's and say, I want your fried chicken sandwich. My booth number is 57. They pay for it, and Pooch's delivers it right to their door.
Oh, isn't that great?
So it's a great service, and it's really smart of the businesses to take advantage of that. So over the course of the 2 days, they're getting a lot of extra business. And I know Pizza Place, for example, says it's one of his busiest weekends of the entire year because the event goers.
Well, you can roll across the street and get their pizza.
Yeah, and we have Nana's downtown. We have a lot of places to eat downtown. So it's a great economic boom to the community. We haven't done an economic impact report on this event in, I think, 7 years now. But the last time we did, it was measured at $6.6 million of economic value to us.
In 2 days?
In 2 days.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it costs good money, a couple $1,000s to generate one of those reports. That's why we don't do it all the time. But we did it to be able to quantify for ourselves from a third-party professional organization, what is the impact of all this work? It takes months to plan this event, and we're bringing artists from all over. And what does it all really mean? We know that the artists are selling and downtown feels busy, but to have it quantified that way was really exciting. I'm sure that the numbers have only grown since then.
Mm-hmm.
But we're really proud of Virtue and what it does for the community. It's a great, great event. That's another event that relies heavily on volunteers. So we need people to help the artists unload and help them put up their tents and break down at the end of the show.
Where do the artists stay when they come?
So they rent hotels. Some of them have campers and they sleep in their campers. It's a mix. Some have family or friends
Where
nearby.
can they park the campers around here?
We get permission for a particular parcel of land in this community that I'm not going to identify.
Okay.
And usually 4 or 5 of the artists will park there because it's a quiet spot. And again, we get the official blessing of the powers that be to do it there. And that makes it convenient and very affordable for people if they can be self-contained. But a lot of hotel rooms get taken up. So of course the artists, when they're spending their money at hotels and then eating in restaurants, they're contributing to the economy too.
Of course they are.
But it's a great show. It's one of our favorite events for sure. A lot of work.
I think it's one of the town's favorite events. Well, yeah, a lot of work because it's all set up. You
It's
have to
physical.
set up booths.
It's super
and
physical.
Help them unload their trucks or mobile units and then reload.
Yeah. And we've had the same sponsor of the Creation Station for at least the last 7-8 years. It's Geraldine B. Cunningham and Associates financial advisory firm. She pays for the supplies that we put out so that kids can come to that tent and pay nothing.
Doesn't she also the Athena? Doesn't she
sponsors
sponsor
the
that?
Athena Award too.
That's what I
So
thought.
she does one for adults and one for kids. And just a really generous, wonderful lady.
Got a lot of generous, wonderful people.
We do.
In this
Chambers,
community.
You're in good company when you're in the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, for
Yes.
sure. Speaking of good company,
Yes.
2 other amazing individuals that I just want to give a shout out to. Right before I came here this afternoon, we made a presentation on the streets of downtown, right in the middle of High Street. We cornered Joseph Michelli, owner of Michelli's Furniture, to surprise him with the news that he will be our 2026 Citizen of the Year. So
which is terrific.
Go Joe. He's a great guy. He has volunteered for the Watch Hill Conservancy, the Watch Hill Land Trust. He's been on the board for many, many years of the Westerly Hospital Foundation. He is a member and a sponsor of programs at the YMCA. The list goes on and on. Joe's had his fingers in many, many projects.
And he is nominated how? I know, but I think people should know.
Anyone from the community may nominate a person for Citizen of the Year. So for example, this year we had 11 nominees, okay, 11 different individuals that our committee, which was 7 people, got together and everyone had to read every nomination. And then they talk about each nomination and then they individually rank them and we see, where we end up. Joe was the unanimous pick of everybody in the room.
Wonderful.
So it was great. And that's not to say anything about the other quality nominees that we had. We're blessed to live in a community where there are a lot of great people doing wonderful things. And maybe next year, one of those will get celebrated. But this is Joe's year. And he's a really humble guy, very deserving individual.
And when will that be?
June 17th. And this year, it's going to be at the Westerly Armory. It's the Armory's anniversary year. We're trying to celebrate the Armory as much as we can. It's normally at Venice, and we love Venice. But this year, we got to go to the Armory, show them some love, and it's going to be a lot more.
I'm sure Roberta's very
She's
happy.
thrilled. It's a busy year for Roberta.
Yes, it is.
She's been hosting lots of things, and it's a beautiful space. It's a nostalgic and historic space.
They make it gorgeous when they have an event there.
Yeah. So we're excited, and Jen Brinton at Grace Hill Brewing is partially sponsoring that because there are, of course, expenses to rent the Armory. We have to bring in all the tables and all the chairs. And
you need a caterer, of course.
Yeah, so it's not as easy as just doing it at a banquet facility, and that's, why we don't do it there every year. But this is their year. This is the year for their anniversary to support them. So we're happy about that. The other person who will be honored that night will receive the Key Award. And the Key Award is different. While the Citizen of the Year is someone that's done stuff for the community, they might have no relation to the chamber at all. They don't have to be a member. We've had farmers, we've had priests, we've had all kinds of people be Citizen of the Year. The Key Award is someone that has volunteered a lot for our organization to help us achieve our mission. And it's usually someone that's been doing it over 10 or 15 years because we're so fortunate. We have so many people that help us. So this year, the person being recognized is Angela Toman Miller. And Angela is a real dynamic lady. She worked for years as the business manager at Patty's Beach. She retired from that last year, which I'm sure will be a surprise to some people. And she is now running her own business called Woodlands for Wellness. And I hope you have her on your show one day to talk about that, because it's a really interesting concept. But she did serve on our board. And then after many years, she rose to the ranks of chairman. Then she cycled off the board, took a couple years off. Then she came back on. Now she's going up the ranks again. And throughout all that time, whether she was on or off the board, she was consistently volunteering, helping us with so many things. When we sat down and we made the list of all the different projects that she'd been in, it was mind-boggling. It's like, how did we not recognize her sooner than this? And again, it just goes because we have so many people that are so...
Because you have so many in the community.
They're so involved with everything we do, but her list is long. And she's just bubbly and fun and high energy and just a lovely human being. So the combination of Joe and Angela, it's going to be a great night.
It will.
We're really excited.
And we're going to have a great time in about 10 minutes.
I love it.
We have to take a walk down the block. So we are going to cut short Man About Town for today. Next week, I cannot believe it will be May. And we will have our people from the library. We'll have Brigitte and Bill at 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, we will have Detective Howie Mills from the Westerly Police. And we're going to have a special guest. We're devoting much of his time to people who have been scammed and have had terrible things happen. And they're intelligent people. And my oldest friend in the world in New Jersey had this happen. She was scammed and hacked last week. And Howie is very familiar with what got her. We're going to have her on a Zoom-like screen, and you will meet somebody that I've known since we were 15 years old. We won't say how many years ago that was. Have a wonderful week. Be safe, be well, take a risk, because with risk always comes opportunity. Thank you.